but it should only record me. Let's see. Okay, so we're just going to start, first of all, standing up, feet slightly wider than shoulder width, unless you've got very broad shoulders like me. And we're going to place one hand on the belly, one hand just on the chest. And I want you to take some deep breaths in and out. Let's get ourselves set up for this session. If you want to close your eyes, then please do. But as you're taking that deep breath in and the deep breath out, just have a think about what's going on with your body. Are you holding any tension anywhere? As you take that deep breath in, what is moving? Are you moving through the shoulders? Are you moving through the chest? Are you moving through the belly? Taking those deep breaths in and out through your nose. I want you to try and get as much air into your lungs as you can. And I want you to try and get as much air out of your lungs as you can. So I'll invite you to start taking that breath into the belly. So as you breathe in, the belly is going to expand slightly before you start expanding through the lower part of your ribs and breathing into your spine. And as you breathe out, think about gently gathering in those lower abdominals as you're squeezing up a roll of toothpaste, and also draw those ribs slightly closer together. If you're feeling dizzy for this, please do sit down. So let's try and get that basic breathing in place. Everything comes down to breathing. So for those of you that are going to have babies pretty soon, whatever type of birth you're having, your breathing is what's going to keep you present. It's what's going to keep you good. And similarly, for those with little ones, your breathing is what's going to help keep you grounded. Now, as we take that deep breath in, we're just going to let our weight come to the front of the feet. And as you breathe out, let the weight come to the heels. So we're just going to start feeling more around our feet and start reconnecting with the ground. So you can spread your toes out a little bit. Try and get your toes as widely spaced apart as possible. And sync your breathing with a very, very gentle rocking back and forth. So you take that deep breath in, your weight's going to come slightly to the front of the feet, and as you breathe out, just going to shift your weight slightly backwards. Every single time now that we're breathing out, try and gather in your pelvic floor from back to front, side to side, and gently lift up through the body for the length of your exhale. So really long, slow, strong pelvic floor activation. Being aware of how we're syncing our pelvic floor with our breathing and our actions, no matter how minimal, is super important. When you're doing this as well, try not to let those hips press forwards or the bum press backwards. You want to keep up really nice and long. Breathing out as you shift the weight to the heels, taking that deep breath in as you shift the weight forwards. If you want to close your eyes, do close your eyes. And from here, we're just going to feel like we're nice and centered. We can still keep our hands where they are, and we're just going to do quick squeezes. So squeezing and releasing, squeezing and releasing. Got 20 seconds. Gathering in your pelvic floor, squeezing and releasing. We're going to go for speed here. For those of you that aren't too sure whether you're getting that pelvic floor contraction, I don't advise doing it now, but one thing you could do is always stick a couple of fingers up there and see if you can actually feel it. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just relax everything for now. And let's start by activating our pelvic floor roughly 30 to 50% of our strength. And we're just going to continue holding this. So think about breathing. You want to hold that pelvic floor contraction to roughly 30 to 50% of the effort. So you're still going to keep breathing. You just want to gently gather in and draw up that pelvic floor. So now we're working through endurance. 3 types of pelvic floor exercises we're going through very quickly. It doesn't take long. You can do these in all sorts of different positions. Keep squeezing, keep holding, make sure the muscles around your shoulder and your mouth are nice and relaxed. And you've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good stuff. Shake everything out slightly and let's take it into our marching. So we're going to keep the toes on the ground for this one. Let's just keep the toes on the ground. Let's press the hands out in front of us. We're going to draw those fingers down, pressing through the palm of the hand and drawing it back. So as you draw it back, think about really pulling the elbows backwards. Good stuff. Good. Let's speed up those arms now. It's a really tricky one because it doesn't seem to match the feet. So it's a bit like one of those patting your heads and rubbing your tummy kind of movements. Don't forget to feel that twist through the forearm as you draw those fingers down. Think Spider-Man hands. Exactly like Spider-Man, guys. And let's go front and to the side. Front and to the side. Try and keep those hips really nice and steady. We want to avoid doing any kind of side to side sexy movements. That is not what this one is about just now. And let's go front, side and up. Keep the arms moving. Keep those fingers pulled back. Think about that constant rotation as you press the heel of the hand out away from you. And you've got 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's just keep those arms moving. Up and up and up and up. Let's speed it up. Good stuff. And let's start taking a little step to the side. Oh my goodness, guys, we have turned into Mr. Motivator. All we need now is the leggings. God damn it, I forgot the leggings. Okay, so we're getting our bottom half moving now. Just warming everything up. And we're going to take it now into squats and driving the heel of the hands up. As we come down into the squat, send the bum backwards. Make sure you're not dipping down too much with that chest. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop those hands out to the side. Little bicep curls. And as we're doing this, we're going to come down into a squat and toe tap. Warming up these arms, warming up these muscles. I don't mind sharing with you guys, I'm feeling a little bit ripped off by tonight's dinner. My husband said, don't worry, I'll sort it. And do you want to know what we had? We had macaroni cheese, but it wasn't homemade. It was the one that you get from Tesco. So I'm feeling pretty cheated. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take those arms up. We're going to have them as a cactus position. And let's work through these shoulders. So we're dropping it down 90 degrees. Nice, steady movements. Keeping the elbows where they are. We're just rotating through. Let me see how you guys are doing. Good, really nice. It's important that we start warming up through these shoulder joints. Now let's take it down and up. So we don't want to force this, as well as giving it a bit of a stretch. We're also strengthening through this area. And we've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice stuff. Let's shake everything all out. And we're going to take it down to the ground. Is everyone okay so far? Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Good stuff. Okay. So as I've often said, it's so important to work through those glutes. We're going to come into a side lying position. If you're feeling extra tired, you can just drop your head down onto your arm and have a little sneeze. I promise I won't tell. Otherwise, let's prop the head up so you can make sure that you can see. We're going to have our hips stacked on top of one another. We're going to squeeze those ankles together and we're going to lift off that top knee and take it down with control. So we're working now through these glutes. This is fantastic for working on hip strength. And for some of us as well, when we squat down, our knees often don't track over our toes. And so this just helps work on the muscles that help strengthen that area. If our knees aren't tracking over our toes, that can often lead to a little bit of aggravation through the knees. Okay, so nice and slow with control. Keep doing this. I'm going to come up to make sure everyone is looking good. Good. Everyone is looking great. Apart from Jenna. I've lost Jenna. It's all right, Jenna. I trust you're doing it well. Okay. And we've got 4, 3, 2. Take that knee up and we're just going to pulse, little pulses. For those of you who are pregnant or if you've newly had a baby, so Jassy, that includes you. If it doesn't feel quite right through the hips or the pelvis, then just stick to those normal clams. Otherwise, we're going to pulse all the way through. If this exercise doesn't feel right for you at all, then please do pop me a message in the chat or WhatsApp me. Okay, keep squeezing. You should really feel it working through that bottom bit of your bum. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold this knee up if you can. Now, we're going to drop the knee to the knee and the ankle to the ankle. So you should be able to feel this working through those glute muscles. Again, if this doesn't feel quite right, please do let me know. We're taking it down and up, tapping down and up. You might feel a little bit of burning through this leg. It's a great sign. As long as it's not sharp stabbing pain, then we're all good. And we've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last exercise. On this side, we're going to come up onto the elbow. And again, hips are going to be stacked upon one another. We're going to drop the hip down and press up. So we're working through the side stomach muscles here. Dropping the hip down and up. Coming down with control, pressing those hips away. Really focus on the muscles that we're using. For those of you who are feeling strong today, so particularly my postnatal lot, Vibka, that's you. If you want to challenge it even more as you're coming up, let's pop that top knee off as well. So popping that top knee off. Good, keep it up. Good, so dropping that hip down. Good. Good stuff. If it doesn't feel right in your hips, don't do it. 3, 2, and 1. Nice stuff. Have a little bit of a shake out and let's take it over to the other side. Okay, get yourself nice and comfy. It's really important to work these muscles because we lose a lot of glute strength when we're pregnant. Okay, hips stacked on top of one another. That knee comes up and back down. So also think about how you can build in your breathing with this. The more you can build your breathing in with movements, the more conscious you'll be of what you're doing with your body. So breathing in as that knee comes up and breathing out as the knee comes down. As well, when this knee comes down, also think about engaging through your stomach muscles. Drawing everything in. Try to keep the shoulders relaxed. And we have got 4. Take it down nice and controlled. 3, 2, and let's keep it up, and we're pulsing. Pulsing, pulsing, pulsing. So this is a fantastic exercise that you can do in bed as well. So all those times when you're thinking you just do not want to get up, or it's the middle of the night and you can't sleep, why not crack some of these out? What better things would you rather be doing? Keep up with those pulses, small little movements. Make sure those hips are stacked over one another. And we've got 4, 3, 2. Keep that knee up, and if it feels right for you, let's do knee to knee and toe to toe. So we don't need to come up too high with this knee. It's really important that we keep these hips stacked over one another. Keep it up. Let me see how you're doing. Sophie, you're looking good. Peggy looking good too. Jassie's looking good. Everyone looks good. Cool. And we have got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press those knees together. Come up onto your elbow. We're either going to take it up into hip dips. So we're pressing that bum and the hips forward, dropping the hips down towards the ground, and pushing all the way up. So this is a muscle that we're focusing on. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze all the way through here. For those of you that are feeling strong and that aren't suffering from any issues with the pelvis, so your pelvis feels okay, you're going to pop that top knee up. This is a bit like a clam starfish. Gosh. Great. Really good. Keep pressing through the shoulders. This is good for shoulder stability as well. Squeeze the bum as you draw those hips off the ground. Good. Really nice. Focus on your breathing. Got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Really nice. Oh, shake everything out to release through the glutes. Spread the legs apart if you've got a bump, and send those hands out in front of you, forehead to the ground. Just feeling that lovely stretch through the lower back. Relax through your bum as well. So the reason why so many people in yoga classes accidentally fart during child's pose is because this is a really good one for releasing tension in your pelvic floor. Who knew, huh? Okay, enjoy that stretch for the last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good stuff. Okay, we're going to come up onto our knees now. And from here, we're going to take the arms out in front of us. And I just actually take them to the hips. Let's send the bum backwards and squeeze the bum in. So we're taking it into some pelvic tilts. Again, it's really important to be aware of what's going on with your pelvis during pregnancy and after, because pregnancy just the weight of our bump tends to pull our bum out like this, which can exacerbate lower back pain. So whilst it's not a good idea to go around squeezing your glutes, it is nice just to release and get a little bit of motion through the pelvis. Okay, so we're now going to tuck that pelvis under. We're going to engage through the core. We're going to draw the ribs down towards the top of the hips. Arm is coming out. Toes are going to be towards each other. And we're going to lean backwards as far as you can go without it being uncomfortable. And then come back up again. Make sure you keep breathing throughout. Try not to hold your breath. And as well, when you come back up to the top, try and make it a nice controlled stop. So what you often find really helps is you can apply the brakes as you come back up is squeezing your knees together. Now, for those of you who are pregnant, it might feel a little awkward doing this because we have a lot more looser ligaments through the pelvis. So if you're a little bit less controlled, I forgive you. Okay, great. We should be feeling it all the way through. Everyone's looking good. Good. Really squeeze your glutes. Try and keep that back nice and long. Good. Tuck that bum under as well. Good. Squeeze everything, and we're just going to hold this. So it's going to be roughly 45 degrees. Whilst we're holding this, drawing those ribs down, let's take the arms out to the side and back in. Taking them out to the side and back in. Imagine you're a ballet dancer. You're halfway down, you're a swan. You're now currently doing swan lake, guys. So we're drawing those arms out to the back and back in for 4, 3. Can you come back even more? 2 and 1. Come back up to the top. Sink the bum down nice and low. We're going to work a little bit more on core. So we're going to sit down, feet slightly apart. Hands are either going to come up in front of us or they're going to be behind us. And we're going to imagine we have got 2 invisible objects in front of us. So imagine that our invisible objects are roughly in front of our hips. From here, either with the hands behind us or hands up in front, we're going to pull 1 foot up and down. 1 foot up and down. If it feels like it's a little bit too much for those of you who are pregnant, then we want to maybe not do this exercise. Let me know if it doesn't feel right for you. You can stick a hand up, give me a wave if it doesn't feel right. Good. Really good, Jessie. Really good, guys. Good. Small little movements. For 4. Nice and tall. 3. Try and keep some engagement through the stomach. 2. And 1. Good stuff. Draw those legs in. We're going to place the fingers pointing outwards. We're going to drive the heels through the ground and we're just going to stretch everything out. Squeeze it through the bum. Let the head drop down behind you. Relax through your neck. Hold this here. Keep squeezing your bum for 3, 2, and 1. Good. Come back down. If you can, we're going to stand up without using our hands. If you're pregnant, you might want to take something to hold onto. That is not a problem at all. But practicing getting up and off the ground without using hands can be really, really helpful. Okay, guys, so we have got 45 seconds we're going to start moving off the ground. Okay, so first exercise that we have, and we're going to do 2 exercises back to back. We're going to do 3 sets of it. So the first exercise that we have, the feet are going to come nice and wide apart, so that when you come down into your squat, you want to make sure that your knees are still tracking over that line of your toes. So if your feet are too wide, your knees tend to knock in. So get yourself into a position that feels comfortable. Now, when you're coming down into this position, and we're aiming to get the thighs roughly parallel to the ground, and if it doesn't feel too good through the pelvic floor, if you feel some heaviness, just take those feet in slightly. We're going to come down into that sumo squat. From here, you're going to raise both heels off the ground at the same time. You're going to press them back down to the ground, and you're going to stand. Make sure that standing motion is a real thrust back up, squeezing through your bum as you do so. Coming back down, the heels come off, the heels go down, and you stand up. Okay? Squeezing the glutes as much as you can as you stand. For those of you that want to add a little bit of impact and challenge into your workout, and you feel that your pelvic floor can handle it, we're going to add a little pop to this. So you come down, the heels come off, the heels come down, we scoot it in and back out again. So it's a bit like a really, really beastly jumping jack. Okay? So 2 versions, coming down, heels come off, and we stand up again. Or we're going to come down, heels come off, down, and we pop in and out. So if you want, mix it up, see how it goes. The next exercise that we have after this, we're going to take it into a reverse lunge. So we're trying to get both knees 90 degrees. You then step that back leg in a little bit before you come into a closed legged squat. And we're always going to work one leg for now. So reverse lunge, mini reverse lunge, little squat, reverse lunge, mini reverse lunge, little squat. So working through the glutes, working through the legs. Again, if that doesn't feel quite right for you, especially if you have any kind of pelvic girdle pain, please do message me in the chat. We are going to do 45 seconds with a little break. So we're going to do those sumo squats first. Then we're going to go straight into that reverse lunge. Then we're going to do sumo squat, reverse lunge, sumo squat, reverse lunge. Okay, I have a timer. You don't have to be at the mercy of my terrible timing. 3, everyone get ready for the sumo squat. 2 and 1. Taking it down, the heels come off, heels come down and up. Don't forget, if you want to add a little bit of impact, pull those legs together and hop it out again. Be light on your feet. This is quite an endurance round. Good. Squeeze those glutes. Good stuff, Jessie. Good. Try and get those, keep that chest up. Rosie, looking good. Good. Stay down for those heels coming up. Good. 10-second break before we take it into that reverse lunge, mid lunge, squat. Let's go. Reverse lunge, mini lunge, squat. Reverse lunge, mini lunge, squat. Choose a leg. Reverse lunge, mini lunge, squat. So you're going to feel it now through, especially through that standing leg. We've got 30 seconds left. Keep that stomach engaged. This is great for balance as well. During pregnancy and after, you do tend to lose a lot of balance. Don't lean forward so much, Vibka. Get that chest up. Thank you. Good. Try and keep that squat when you take it together. Feet closed. 10-second break. Taking it back down into that squat. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. From all the way down, the heel comes up, the heel comes down, we stand. Down, heels, down, or pop it. Whatever you feel works best for you. Keep it up, we've got 30 seconds left. I'm currently wearing some new period pants, which are actually very good, from a brand called Wuka, spelled W-U-K-A. Seriously comfy. And also quite good if you do accidentally wee yourself. If you are weeing yourself on a daily basis, by the way, definitely that is a signal to see a women's health physio. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switching over that leg now for our reverse lunge, mini lunge and squat. Try and keep those feet always roughly shoulder width apart. Let's go. Reverse lunge, mini lunge, squat. Try not to let that knee come over the toe. Try and get it down. The back legs in that full reverse lunge. We're looking for knees at 45 degrees. Good work, guys. Better posture on this one, Vibka. Be mindful. Good stuff, Grace. And don't forget, take this at your own speed. Sophie, Rosie, you're looking strong. Got 3, 2, and 1. Last round, guys. In a second, we're going to take it back down into that sumo squat with a heel lift. 3, 2, and 1. Sumo squat, heel lift, back down and up. Sumo squat, heel lift, back down and up. Pop it if you want. It's a good thing to always experiment. So if you haven't introduced any impact yet and you are postnatal, think about breathing out as you jump up. Good. If you started off jumping, you feel like legs are getting tired, just take it back into the non-impact version. Really good. And relax. So for this last one, we're going to do half and half. So we're going to do a quick leg change because this is our last round. We've got that reverse lunge. Let's go. So you always want to try and keep nice and low. Do one leg, and then halfway through this, I'll tell you when to stop. I'm going to swap in 3, 2, and 1. Who can do a seamless transitional swap? Don't forget, keep that stomach engaged. Think about drawing the ribs down towards the pelvis. Make sure you're breathing. Last 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's stand all the way up, hands on the hips. Gentle stretch through the hips. Big circle. First one way, and then the other way. Last 2 exercises. We are going to move on to arms now. We've got our classic tricep dip. I know so many of you love this exercise, so I thought, guys, this is your class, let's include it. Okay, so you've got 2 choices. You're either going to hang off the end of a chair or a sofa, fingers pointing forwards, feet out in front of you. Try and keep your back fairly close to the back of the chair or the sofa. The further away your feet are, the harder it is. So change this up as you want to. Alternatively, you can come and sit on the ground and either keep that bum up off the ground, moving that arm back and just the arm, or bum is on the ground and it's just the arms moving. You might also want to do a mixture of all three, depending on how tired you get. Next exercise we have, that's the first exercise. Any questions? Give me a hands up if you have any questions. We're all good. Cool. Next exercise we have got press-ups with shoulder taps. Guys, you are so lucky. All the best exercises are being pulled out for you today. So you can either come onto all fours, or you can take those knees back slightly, or you can come in to that full plank position. We are going to take it down to a press up first. So the fingers are going to be slightly pointing outwards. Take the chest down towards the ground. We're going to breathe out, gather in and engage through the stomach. Push all the way back up. Keep this hips nice and steady as we tap first one shoulder and then the other. So decide on how much challenge you want to give yourself. But always when you're doing this, try not to let that belly sag, and try and keep everything in line. So you're coming down and coming back all in one movement. Okay, any questions? Are we good to go? Give me a thumbs up if we're good to go. Fab. Okay, if you want to, for those press ups, you can do it against a chair if that feels easier for you. We're going to start in 3, 2, tricep dips first, and 1. Fingers facing forwards, taking it down. Try not to let the elbows come above the shoulders. Take it nice and steady. We have got a good long time for this. So if you need to switch it up halfway through, always drop down to the ground, but try and keep moving. So if we're on the ground, either the bum is off the floor, keeping that back nice and long, or the bum is on the ground and we're just moving through those arms. You've got 10 more seconds. Who's still going? Jassy, get your back closer to the chair. Good, much better. Good. 10-second break. Get ready for those press-ups. Coming down and up. Tap the shoulders and back down. As you tap the shoulders, really important to try and keep your hips as still and steady as possible. What we're looking to do here as well is this is also an anti-rotation exercise. Good. So adjust how you're doing this. If it feels like it's too much, draw those knees in slightly close. You've got 15 more seconds. Try and keep the shoulders over the wrists. If it's too much for those wrists, come up onto fists. Good. If you notice any doming, 10-second break. If you notice any doming, which is where your stomach muscles kind of come up into a bit of a point, then that is a sign that you're not breathing properly or engaging through those stomach muscles. Okay, tricep dips. Let's go. Good. Well done, Grace. Try and keep that neck nice and long. Good. Try and create some space between the chin and your shoulders downwards. Good. Focus on the breathing. Good. 15 seconds. Try and keep it going. 4, 3, push through, 2, and 1. You guys are doing well. Transitioning now for that press up with the shoulder taps. Ding, ding. Coming down and up. My goodness. My cats fight as much as my kids. Honestly. Make sure when you're coming up again, you're also trying to engage through the stomach. Try and avoid peeling yourself off the ground. If you're finding that you're doing this, or you're peeling yourself off, don't come down so low. So even if you're just coming down a few inches, that doesn't matter as long as we're keeping good technique and good stability through our core. Good. Try and keep those hips really still for that shoulder tap. Good. You've got a little break. We're into our last set now. Tricep dips. 3, 2, and 1. Don't think there's anyone here that isn't currently loving the tricep dips. I know it is an absolute favorite. Good stuff. Try and keep those hands close together. Good. Paggy, you're doing great stuff. Good. Great. Don't forget about keeping some length through the spine. Good. Really nice. Last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last exercise before we get to stretch things out. I'm going over slightly. Okay. Last set. Let's go. We've got those press ups with the shoulder taps. Coming down. Breathing out as you push back up. Tapping the shoulders. Make sure everything is done with control. Coming down with control. Coming up with control. When your arms are straight, just avoid locking them out. Last 20 seconds. Press ups are such a good exercise for you because it works the whole of your core. The shoulders, the chest. There's one of those movements that is really important, especially as you get older. 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Right. Come onto your knees if this feels comfortable for you, or into a sitting position. If you want to sit on the sofa as well, that's absolutely not a problem. Just roll the shoulders forwards. And roll the shoulders backwards. Good. Good stuff. Let's take both arms, sweeping them up above the head. Going to grab hold of one wrist, draw that hand up towards the ceiling, and very gently we're going to take a little side bend. So you're trying to focus on this bend from roughly the belly button up. Really feel that stretch. Take it back to the center. Grab the other wrist, draw the wrist all the way up, and a gentle side bend over. Good, deep breath in, all the way up. We're going to clasp the hands in front of us, and let's round through the back. Really draw the hands away from you. So imagine it almost being pulled in 2 different directions. Tuck the chin in towards the chest. And let's uncurl nice and slowly. Clasp the hands behind your back. And imagine you're drawing the hands down. You're trying to create some space between your ears and your shoulders. To really feel like you're lengthening. Good. Come into a sitting position. We're going to extend those legs. Take them out in front of you. If you can close them together, great. If you can't, take them slightly further apart. We're going to take the arms all the way up, and you're gently going to come forwards with a straight back. So feel the stretch up through the back of the legs, and to increase that intensity, pull the toes in. So you should feel a bit of a nerve stretch as well. Think about reaching up as well through those arms, drawing the ribs down towards the pelvis, pulling those toes in. Good stuff. From here, let's take the feet slightly wider apart. And we're going to take, again, a very, very gentle stretch to one side. If it feels like it's too much, then don't do this. But also realize that we're trying to go up as opposed to over. So first of all, think of that movement as coming up and take it into a gentle bend. For those of you that haven't had a C-section recently and are postnatal, you can increase that stretch down. Deep breath in and over to the other side. Don't forget, we're reaching up first. We have a gentle stretch over to the side. Increase it if you like, if you're postnatal. And then take it all the way up to the top. Let's butterfly the feet together. And let those knees come down to the ground. Good. Just feel like you're stretching through those hips nice and gently. From here, just come into a sitting position, however feels most comfortable for you. And I'm going to invite you to place the palms of your hands gently against your eye sockets. So close your eyes and just place a little bit of pressure against your eye sockets. So this just helps stimulate what's known as the Occipital cardio reflex. And what it does is it just calms our parasympathetic system. So it can help your body slow down your heart rate and let you feel more calm. So focus on a pressure that feels right for you. Don't try and gouge your eyes out. And take a few deep breaths here. Just focus on being thankful for what your body has done this evening and the fact that it is getting stronger every single day. And release. Take the hands away from your eyes and give yourselves a big clap. Guys, you are done. Hurrah! Well done. And my headband stayed on for the whole way through. That's pretty exciting. How is everybody?
Good. That was tough.
Good. Oh, I hope, how did you find it? Was it okay though?
Yeah, it was okay, but I just, it makes me realize how much strength I'm losing because I haven't done as much exercise since I've been pregnant.
It is completely normal. I don't think there is anybody I know who didn't come out of pregnancy just going, oh my gosh, where is my strength gone? Yeah. It is crazy. How's everyone else feeling? Jassy, how was your first workout?
It was good. I think I'm going to hurt tomorrow. But no, it felt good. It felt good to be moving again. So thank you.
Good.
I think my arms especially are going to hurt tomorrow.
Wow, you need your arms. Well, if anyone's got anything else, oh yes, we haven't gone through what's everyone having for dinner if you haven't already had dinner. Very important question.
Pasta.
Pasta with what?
Tomato, anchovy, and capers.
Capers, yeah. That sounds good. Anyone else got a good dinner that they've got coming up?
Lentils and halloumi.
Say again?
Lentils and halloumi, like a lentil stew with halloumi on top.
God, I love halloumi. Sounds amazing. Anyone else got some good dinners to look forward to?
I had an embarrassing dinner of chicken nuggets. But I think they're like tempura chicken. It's like an M&S. It's not like.
Oh wow, you went for the posh chicken nugget.
Did they taste good though?
Oh, they're incredible. Like with sweet chili sauce, banging.
Goodness.
Nice.
I mean, I have to say, I think that beats my microwave macaroni cheese. My husband's in the background going, "Oi, I made that."
It doesn't count putting it in the oven.
So I go, no, it wasn't even in the oven. It was in the microwave.
Key question, Eliza. Is that a potty on your shelf behind you?
It is a potty on my shelf. Good spot.
I think we have that one.
Snap. Great. Yeah, I mean, so my 2.5-year-old he's almost 3, has absolutely no interest in using the potty.
I'm quite glad you say that because my son has shown no interest.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Every single, like, he knows he's doing a poo or a wee, and he'll go underneath the table and hide, and it's always at dinner time. And you stick your head under and you're like, Hector, are you doing a poo? And he'll say, don't want you. You're like, all right. He doesn't like to be looked at either whilst he's curling one out. It's great.
Lovely. Aren't they great, toddlers?
Aren't they wonderful? Okay, guys, is there any questions or anything else anyone wants to share? No. Okay. Cool. Well, really, really lovely to see everybody as usual. And I look forward to seeing you guys again next week. If there's anything in particular you want to work on, if there's anything that, I don't know, you want any advice on, do feel free just to drop me a message and I'll see what I can do.
Thank you so much, Eliza.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Guys, have a good week.